Prices climbing for the 20th straight day now. There are new calls from within the Democratic Party for the president to tap into the nation's Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The national average for regular inched up to $3.70 a gallon, another new high for this time of year. Prices are now 13 cents higher than just a week ago, 35 cents higher than a year ago. It's all becoming an increasing issue in the presidential campaign as well. And joining me now to talk about it, Congressman Ed Markey, the top Democrat on the Natural Resources Committee, also a senior member of the Energy and Commerce Committee. Congressman, good afternoon to you. 20th straight day that prices have climbed, and now all of a sudden the letter. Why now?
Well, it's clear that this is not being caused by incremental growth and economic demand, but rather by speculation that's being based upon the fear that in the Middle East, in Iran, that there is a looming crisis. And Iran is using this as a threat. They're engaging in saber rattling that the oil markets are responding to. And the only way that we can deal with this fear that Iran is injecting into the oil markets is for the United States to use the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
Congressman,
Yes.
not to cut you off there, but there are many who say that tapping into the reserves is merely a short-term fix, that tapping into the reserves won't do anything to bring down gas prices considerably for an extended period of time. What's your response to that?
Well, those people don't know what they're talking about. In 1991, the first President Bush used it as part of the first war with Iraq, and the prices dropped by 33%. President Clinton used it, and the prices dropped by 16%. President Bush used it during the Katrina crisis, and the prices dropped by 10%. So whoever is saying that doesn't know what they're talking about. Every time that it's been used, we've seen an 8 to 33% drop in the price of oil, because the oil markets now realize as speculators that they're going to lose their shirts because the U.S. government is going to stand up for consumers. They're not, because our government did not allow the oil markets to tip consumers upside down and create emergencies in people's families.
Last year, many Republicans responded to President Obama's decision to sell off 30 million barrels from the oil reserves by arguing that high gas prices didn't constitute a legitimate trigger.
Look, it's an emergency for every pizza truck driver out there. It's an emergency for every person driving a truck. It's an emergency for every family that's paying these skyrocketing oil prices. It is an emergency, and the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is to the oil markets what kryptonite is to Superman. Once you deploy it, all of a sudden it loses its power. The fear is gone, and the prices go down.
You do concede, though, that a comprehensive energy strategy, in this country is a long-term solution. You would concede that point?
I concede that point.
Okay.
And the Republicans, when they controlled, they actually blocked any increase in the fuel economy standards. We'd already be able to tell Saudi Arabia, we don't need your oil any more than we need your sand. But the short term is the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, because that says to the speculators, you are going to lose a lot of money if you're betting on the president, if you're betting on the United States government to stand aside and allow Iran to dictate the long-term economic growth in the country.
Congressman
and so I just think it should be used. Yes, thank you.
Congressman Ed Markey, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.